Hello everybody and welcome back to Planet Coaster, today with a little tutorial video, which I think is bloody necessary at the moment, since we still have no fix for it from Frontier, and I think they are still working hard on another game at the moment, which is pretty obviously a Jurassic World Evolution, which then means, yeah, that they are too busy to kind of finish this, because we know that they know about the issue that most of us really encounter in the game, but it is not that easy to fix. But I have figured a way how, at least for me, I could get around with that one. And I'm using this park right now because it was easy to open this one, because it's not too crazy themed at the moment, but I still had these crashes even in this park. But just to show you, I'm going to go into, I just don't need to stuff whatever, I'm not looking at this. I'm going to change this to the windowed mode and apply the settings. I confirm the settings, there we go. So now we have it in the windowed mode, right? Let me just put this aside for a second. I can still move around, that's nice. No, I can't. Okay, perfect. So the game is on pause at the moment because I want to show you something. So what you want to make sure now is, and I'm going to talk you through this, how I did this. First of all, let me just show you what I'm talking about for those of you who don't know it and still have the issue. So the game is occasionally crashing for no reason, as it seems. And most often the issue is, and now let's go into maybe another building. Which can we take? Let's take, let's take this one, because because it has enough pieces in. So we have 44 pieces, and if you now hit Control X, you copy it over, right? And you can place it and hit Control X again and hit Control X again and so on. And just, just select all the pieces, hit Control X again, and the game will pretty much do it. And the more you do it, the more it is likely that the game will be crashing. Apparently, it seems to be even worse when there's autosaving at the same time. You can then deactivate autosaving via the settings file, which doesn't really help too much, because the issue still appears, at least for most of the people I talk to. I mean, turning off autosave helps a little bit, but it is not too nice at all. So yeah, that's the issue. But now let's go out, and what you want to make sure now is to open the task manager. You can do so by hitting Control, Shift and Escape. That's going to bring up your task manager overview, and this is the one where you want to go, because I want to show you something. So as you can see, the memory, this is what we are going to talk about. The memory is basically the big issue that Planet Coaster has. So we are going to watch the memory a little bit. So let's go back to the game, and you can see what's happening with the memory. So in this little park, it's not too obvious, but I can show it to you. So you can actually see that in the moment I'm going to copy this, there we go, the RAM slightly increases to be used. It's not, as I said, it's not heavy because it's just a small park. If I would do this in Camel Kingdom, trust me, this is going to skyrocket. And depending on what system you're using and depending on how much RAM you have available, and I have I had 8 GB of RAM available, now I have 16, which make the whole thing a little bit better. It will differ, but the thing is, as soon as your RAM is going to max out, and this will definitely happen if your park is bigger or also smaller in some occasions, and especially when the autosave is happening, because when the autosave is happening, that skyrockets. Even now with my 16 GB of RAM, it does skyrocket to, I guess, 15 GB of RAM in a second. And what you want to make sure is it doesn't hit the highest number, because surely it's not only Planet Coaster that uses RAM. If we go into the usage a little bit more, what did I just do? In the processes, you can look after memory. You can see that my Bandicam software is using the second most, and then we have Google Chrome. It's all using a little bit of RAM, but it's not too heavy. This is basically, and I still can't deactivate these notifications. I have no clue. I did it. In every settings it's deactivated, still I get them. It's crazy. Anyhow, now let's get to the solution. At least it worked for me. Hopefully it does for you as well. So what you need to do right now is close this, because we don't need this right now. Go to your computer and hit the right button on your mouse. Go to Properties. That's what you want to make sure. If it's going to open, I have to bring it over. There we go, this is my system. I will blend out my key definitely, so you can't see that one. And then you can go into advanced system settings. Bam, there we go. And then, let me just plop that over here so I don't need to do this. And then you have different settings. We have the performance, we have the user profiles, and we have the startup and recovery. Where we want to go is the performance, visual effects, process scheduling, memory usage, and virtual memory. Go into settings. So now it says visual effects, blah blah blah. You can all use this. You can go for the best performance, that helps, but it does make your whole UI look a bit bad. And then you can also go into advanced. And advanced is something I really want to encourage you to use then. You can see already what I have done. So a paging file is an area on the hard disk that Windows uses as if it were RAM. Total paging file size for all drives is, for me, about 30 gigabytes. So there is kind of a thumb rule that you always want to have double the amount of RAM reserved on your hard drive than you have actually as RAM in your computer. So in my case, I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. It would mean 32. I made it at 30 somehow. And this is what helped. I hadn't, that setting wasn't working for me, and you can increase that because it actually helps. If you go into these settings, you can see where it is, right? And you can then go into deselecting the automatically managed paging file size for all drives. And then you want to know which files which hard drives you're building on. And the thing is, I have definitely my system C, because system C is always, always using it. And then you can see minimum allowed is 16 megabytes and recommended is this one, currently allocated 30. So yeah, that's enough. And you go into the game settings, and this is what really makes the difference. For me, it now is pretty much set. I have 30 gigabytes, it's all set to 30 gigabytes. But if you don't have that, I would highly encourage you to use the one that is really where your game is on, where you have installed Planet Coaster on, and then put this initial size also way bigger than you would expect. So don't put it in 16 megabytes, put it into, I don't know, I just do it now for showing you the stuff, put it to, I don't know, 8,000. So there we go. And then you put the maximum size to whatever is your hard drive, I would say your RAM, and then you go and press OK. The changes may have made required to restart, so you might want to restart your computer. I'm gonna redo this now because I don't need this. I just system manage, there we go. And that's it. And then there's the second thing you want to make sure, and this is also make sure to make the game running, because now the second thing is being done also in the task manager again. Open it again with just the shortcut, or just type in task manager in the search field, whatever. And then you can also go into Planet Coaster and the task. So you can see these are things that are in here. And the funny thing is that in the past you had some more options because they changed the task manager quite a lot. So what you want to make sure is to go into actually the more expanded view of it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. You really want to make sure to go into, hello, can I just go to details? That's what I wanted to click. So make sure to go to details, and then you have the details of everything running. And what you want to make sure then is go to set priority and put this to normal. I know you would like to put it onto real time or on high or above normal, but what I encountered is that if you have it in real time, it really uses everything and makes the performance better, which is good, but it does really use everything what your computer has. And if then there is this little mistake happening, it really uses what the computer has, and that makes the game freeze, because there is nothing left that could jump into position to save you. And I guess that was basically the reason what saved the day for me. So I put this to normal instead of always having it on real time, and this made my life easier. And since then, wait, no, sorry, I didn't want to enter. Sorry, I really didn't have it. Is this still working? No, I have to do it via settings. Okay, never mind. I just want to reset the game to full size, full screen. No, let's go to borderless, please. Apply, confirm. Can I why is I want to go to full screen then and make this my resolution again. Thanks. Apply. It's black. It's back to normal. And now we can go into borderless again. Apply again. Black screen again. So yeah, there we go, guys. That's it. Pretty simple, I guess. Just make sure that you are having everything turned to the settings I just showed you. So I also put down in the description below the steps again. And yeah, that's basically about this tip. I hope that helps you out. For me, at least, it did. I really haven't had any other crash or freeze since then. It doesn't really affect the game in terms of performance too much. Yeah, I still do hope that this was really fixing it, but I'm not 100% sure. If so, thank me later. If not, it was at least a try. You don't really, you know, you don't do anything wrong with your computer, so don't be afraid to change those settings. And yeah, I hope you like that. If that was helpful for you, give this video a thumbs up. If not, or if you have any other tip to solve this issue, just type it down below in the comments. And yeah, as always, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do so for more Planet Coaster awesomeness and some more stuff in the future. So see you then, and bye bye.